What if your own brother stole everything you had? And you still chose to be kind? This is the story of two brothers. One who lived with love in his heart. And one who lived with greed. This is Heungbu and Nolbu. A long, long time ago. In a small village in Korea. There lived two brothers. The older brother was named Nolbu. He was big. He was loud. And he was very, very greedy. The younger brother was named Heungbu. He was gentle. He was kind. And no matter how hard life became, he always wore a smile. When their parents passed away, Nolbu took everything. The big house. The rice fields. The money. All of it. He pointed at Heungbu and said, "Get out. This is mine now. You and your family leave." Heungbu looked at his brother. He did not shout. He did not fight. He simply nodded and walked away. With nothing, Heungbu and his wife and children found a tiny broken-down shack at the edge of the village. The roof had holes. The walls let in the cold wind. There was barely enough food to eat. But every night, Heungbu would gather his children close. And he would say, "We don't have much, but we have each other. And that is everything." One spring morning, something small fell from the sky. A baby swallow. It had fallen from its nest. Its tiny leg was broken. It was crying softly on the ground. Heungbu's children gathered around it. "Is it going to be okay?" the little girl asked. Heungbu carefully picked up the bird. He gently wrapped its broken leg with a thin piece of cloth. He fed it small crumbs of rice. He kept it warm through the cold nights. And slowly the little swallow healed. By the time summer came, the swallow could fly again. It looked at Heungbu with its tiny bright eyes. Then it spread its wings and flew away into the blue sky. Heungbu watched it go. "Fly safely, little one," he whispered. He did not expect anything in return. That was just who he was. But then, autumn came, and with it the swallow returned. In its beak, it carried a small seed. It dropped the seed at Heungbu's feet and flew away again. Heungbu looked at the seed. It was just a tiny thing. But something felt magical about it. He planted it in the ground. And it grew faster than any plant he had ever seen. In just a few days, a giant vine appeared, covered in enormous gourds, the biggest gourds anyone had ever seen. Heungbu and his wife carefully cut one open, and they could not believe their eyes. Out poured rice, mountains of rice, gold coins, sparkling jewels, beautiful silk clothes, and finally the most beautiful house they had ever seen appeared before them. Heungbu fell to his knees. Tears rolled down his face. "We are saved," he whispered. Word spread quickly through the village. And soon it reached Nolbu. Nolbu's eyes went wide with jealousy. "A swallow gave him all that? Then I will get a swallow too." He went out that very day. He found a nest. He grabbed a baby swallow. And he broke its leg on purpose. Then he wrapped it up, fed it, and waited. When the swallow healed, it flew away. And in autumn it returned, carrying a seed. Nolbu grabbed it greedily. He planted it immediately. The vine grew fast. The gourds were enormous. Nolbu rubbed his hands together. "This is it. I'm going to be rich." He cut open the first gourd. But instead of gold, out came wasps. Thousands of angry wasps. They stung him everywhere. He ran to the second gourd. Out came a flood of dirty water. It swept away his furniture, his expensive things, his precious belongings. He cut the third gourd. Out came demons. They chased him around his big house. They knocked down his walls. They broke his roof. By the end of the day, Nolbu had nothing. His grand house was destroyed. His money was gone. He sat alone in the ruins, crying. And then, he heard footsteps. It was Heungbu. He had heard what happened. And he had come, not to laugh, not to say, I told you so. He had come to help. Brother, Heungbu said softly. Come and live with us. Nolbu looked up. He could not speak. For the first time in his life, he felt something crack open in his chest. Something that had been hard and cold for so long. He began to cry. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm so sorry for everything I did to you. Heungbu put his hand on his brother's shoulder. You are my brother, he said. That will never change. And from that day on, the two brothers lived together. Nolbu learned what it meant to be kind, to share, to love, and the family was finally whole again. Remember this story. It is not the greedy who end up with everything. It is the kind, because kindness always comes back to you in ways you never expected. Good night.